first thing we're going to do, type of video we're going to be making is a talk to camera video. So we want to frame our character looking like he's close up and talking to camera. So on frame 0 and making sure we have got the main camera turned on with this record notice in the top there. Just going to zoom in on the character using the zoom in tool and pan down, and we'll put him just so he's got a little bit of space. Sort of typical talk to camera type animation. That'll do there. Now say if you wanted to zoom out on him for part of a conversation and then zoom back in, we can do that on the timeline. Say we wanted to go to frame 30 and we wanted to zoom out just a bit for whatever he's saying at that point, do like a mid shot, but we don't want the camera to pan out like that. We just want to do a straight cut. We can select that keyframe, right click on it and open up the transition curve menu, and you'll see there's this step transition curve here. So making sure the playhead is still on this transition curve or on this keyframe, just select the step menu. And you'll see now camera immediately just snaps to that position instead of zooming in. And say if you wanted to return the previous position, get out of the transition menu, we can just go back here, right click and copy this frame, move the playhead to where we want the camera to come back, say frame 70, click in here, right click and do paste. You can also do Control V. And you'll see now we're back at this framing, but again the camera is going to zoom out to that framing. You don't want that, you just want a straight cut. Again, select that, right click, open up transition curves and hit the step menu. There you go. So that's how you can move the camera to different framing without having it zoom in and out. So that's all I'm going to cover for transition curves right now. I'm going to delete these keyframes because I'm going to just for the moment stick with my initial framing. So I'm just going to select them by, as you saw, clicking and dragging, hitting the delete key, and now we've just got this one frame all the way through. One other thing in the timeline that's good to know straight up is this object related track button here. You'll see if I click on it, what that does is only shows in the timeline the currently selected object that I'm working on. So I can turn off the camera at the moment, don't need that. At the moment we've only got the one character on stage, so it's not going to mean a whole lot to you, but as you get more and more things on stage, it's good to know that this is there so that you can focus on just the item that's selected on the stage rather than having a whole list of things coming up here and you getting lost. But we'll get straight into animation now. So the first thing you want to do is make your character speak with the automatic lip sync. And it's better to add your voices first and do all the lip syncing, get that out of the way, because once your character starts moving around it gets harder to focus on the mouth and see what's happening there. So to give your character a voice, we're going to make sure we've got a selection tool on and the character is selected. And we're going to go into this menu here, which is the Create Script menu. You see we've got these options. We can record a voice directly into Cartoon Animator. Generally I wouldn't recommend that, but if you're doing something really quickly, I think you might want to try it. We've got text-to-speech voices. There's only one male and one female text-to-speech voice, and they're like pretty sort of mid-2000s, like 2012, 13 style voices. They're not nearly as good as the AI voices you get now, so you probably won't use them. They're just handy for placeholder dialogue. Or you can upload a WAV file, which is what we're going to do. And this cartoon script is more for advanced users. If you know what that is, you probably don't need to be doing this tutorial. So we're going to click WAV file, and just to point out, your audio doesn't have to be recorded as a WAV file. Cartoon Animator will also import MP3 files. I'm going to click that, and as part of the course I've given you some voices that you can bring in that run for about 12 to 15 seconds just for practice. And I'm going to go here. We've got 4 voices that were made with ElevenLabs AI, which is a dedicated site for creating text-to-speech voices. There's 2 male and 2 female. They all say the same thing. I just wanted to give you some options for when you want to practice rigging some characters after this. I'm just going to go with the first one I've got here, which is Chris. Bring that into the video.
So, what do you think? Think of this character, I mean. I rigged and animated it myself following the Lazy Animator's free, fastest way to rig and animate a character in Cartoon Animator course. Leave a comment and tell me what you think.
As you saw there, it automatically played the audio and the lips automatically synced to it. And you'll see it's left the playhead here. And if you want to know where that audio goes on the timeline, comes under the face track here. So we'll open that up and you'll see there's a voice clip and a facial clip. The auto lip syncing, everything I believe is in the voice clip. So you see we've got the audio here, and if I scroll down, we've got these Viseme mouth shapes here. But before we get into that, I'm going to move the playhead up to 440, and I'm going to make this the end of my video just by clicking this button. This button, or both of these buttons, move these 2 flags, this one here and this one here. And that's what they do is select the part of the timeline you want to play. Currently this has got 1099 frames in it, and I don't want to be playing that every time. I just want to work on the bit I'm working on. If I click this, you'll see this jumps over to here where the playhead is. You'll see if I move the playhead down here, there's now this little red flag. That red flag and this little red flag here are the same thing, indicating what part of the timeline is selected. And now you'll see if I play the animation from here, it will stop at that point there. So we're going to go back to the start, and these Viseme clip, if I double click on any of these, we've got the lips editor comes up, and we've got all these different mouth shapes. So if you play through your voice,
what do you think?
And if anything doesn't look quite right,
think of this. Think of the character. I mean, I rigged and animated it.
See, as I'm moving that, these are flashing around. That's showing you what mouth has been selected.
And animated it myself following the Lazy Animator's free, fastest way to rig an anime character in Cartoon Animator course. Leave a comment and tell me what you think.
Usually for morph-based mouth, this can be pretty good. You don't really need to make any changes. But let's just say, let's say we've got a KG mouth here, which supposedly meant to be partway open. Say if we wanted to change that to more open at that point, we could just select a different one of these. What have we got? Let's do something more extreme. Really doesn't want to change that particular one. Oh, I know. But this expressiveness down here has been turned down to 0. If we've got R, if I open that up, now we've got 100% expressiveness, and the mouth is now wide open.
So what do you think?
Now in between there, he's opening his mouth for no apparent reason. Now let's just say that the auto lip sync had done that. If we don't want that to be there, we can either select none and that'll close the mouth, or we can just delete that frame and that'll work too.
Think of this character.
So that's the auto lip sync system. I'm not going to go into that with any more detail because this is just a quick course to get you started. We'll close that down. I'm going to say I'm happy with that lip sync. Go hit the stop key, make sure we're at the start.